Hello. I'm just recording this in the sacristy here at St. Mary's. And before we get into the weekend and the Holy Week celebrations, I just wanted to take an opportunity to speak with you a little bit about life here at St. Mary's and the things that will be coming up during Holy Week and some of the changes that will be happening in the next couple of days. First of all, as most of you know, that Bishop de Grood is lifting the dispensation from the obligation to attend Mass this weekend. And so we're going to have larger crowds at St. Mary's, not only because the obligation is reimposed, but also because we are entering into Palm Sunday and Holy Week. So I wanted to notify you that the barriers in the church, the taped off every other pew for social distancing, they have been removed. However, there are 3 pews that are still blocked off in the front of the church. So if you are elderly or handicapped or have some sort of need to have that social distancing, we still have 3 pews that will be available where there will be some separation available for you. And again, those are in the front of the church, just those 3 pews, and then the rest of the pews will be open as usual. Again, if you are uncomfortable with the size of the crowd or sitting closer together in a large crowd, we will still be broadcasting the Mass in the parish hall with sound and video. So if you would be more comfortable being seated in the parish hall, you are certainly welcome to make your way in there as you make your way into Mass this weekend and throughout the week. Because we're not going to be having the same social distancing opportunities that we have had for the last couple of months, first of all, I wanted to really thank you for your consistency in wearing masks when you come to Mass. It's really been wonderful, and it's been very great to see that. And to encourage you, if you are not wearing a mask when you come to Mass, now would be kind of the time to start up with that for the next couple of weeks until we kind of move out of this pandemic time. Because we're not going to be able to social distance. We'll be a little closer together in the church, so mask wearing will become even more important in the next couple of weeks. So please be mindful of that as well. Because of the pandemic, as we go into Holy Week, there's going to be some things that are going to be a little bit different about our Holy Week services. And so I really wanted you just to be aware of those changes so that they don't seem overly jarring during the services themselves, so we can just enter into this beautiful time of prayer and not maybe be focused so much on the thing that's different than the way we have celebrated them at St. Mary's in the past. First of all, during the confession schedule during Holy Week, that we will have confessions heard in both of the front sacristies of the church, and both of those will be behind the screen only, so that there will be no opportunity for face-to-face confession, and that will be throughout all of the confession times on Holy Week, including the time on Sunday evening where there are 4 priests available, and we'll be using the confessionals in the back of the church. In all circumstances, confessions will be heard behind the screen only. And then as we approach Palm Sunday this coming weekend, the only real change that you will experience is that we're going to be doing the procession a little bit differently. We won't be gathering in the parish hall at the beginning of Mass for the blessing of the palms and processing into the church. Everyone will just be in their pews with their palms, and then we will have the blessing of the palms and the proclamation of the gospel from Form 2 in the Roman Missal. So we will be starting that in the back of the church with the Palm Sunday Gospel, the blessing of the palms, and then the ministers will process forward. For the proclamation of the Passion account, the songbooks are back in the pews, and that is for your convenience and use for the readings and then for your parts in the proclamation of the Passion. We're still not going to be putting numbers or announcing the numbers of the hymns but because of the closeness of people in the church, we're still going to be refraining from congregational hymns. There will still be music for us to enjoy and to pray, but we still won't be having congregational singing. But the songbooks are back for your use in readings and in the Passion. For Holy Thursday, we will not be having the optional rite of the washing of feet. And that's also simply just because of the pandemic circumstances. So when we have the celebration of Holy Thursday, we will just move from the homily right into the Eucharistic celebration. In much the same way, on Good Friday, we're certainly used to having a individual veneration of the cross on Good Friday. And then this year, rather than having everyone come forward to touch or to kiss the cross, instead of having individual veneration, we'll take one of the options that are allowed in the Roman Missal, and we will have a time of communal veneration where we will all venerate the cross together. But at the same time, to have an awareness that the cross will remain at the end of the service. So if you would like to come forward when the service is done to have a personal veneration of the cross, you will certainly be allowed and encouraged to do that as well. At the Easter Vigil, instead of everyone gathering outside for the preparation and the blessing of the candle and the lighting of the new fire and the lighting of the Easter candle, most of that will be done indoors. So people will come in and be seated in their places in the pews. We will prepare the Easter candle, and then the ministers will go outside for the blessing of the fire, the lighting of the candle, which will then be processed into the church as usual. Probably not going to feel an awful lot different at the Easter Sunday Masses, with the exception that we will not be having congregational singing. But the songbooks will still be available for your use as we use the readings and listen to the wonderful scripture readings of Christ's resurrection. So I just wanted to kind of give you a little heads up about the changes that are taking place in the church as we approach this amazing and wonderful celebration of God's love in all of the services of this Holy Week. After last year's experience, I'm very, very excited about the possibility of us being able to celebrate these great gifts as a parish family together again. So please be aware of these changes and pass them on to people who may not have an opportunity to see this video so that we might enter into this wonderful time of prayer. Thank you so much, and I hope you have a very holy and a very blessed Holy Week.